Hello, Todd with TopperEZLift. A couple of benefits to having a TopperEZLift on your truck is you have the ability to take the topper off by yourself in your garage in minutes. What we've done is we've basically taken a simple 2x4 and we made some little 2x4 blocks that will support the rail of the topper and put a couple ringlets on it. So all I really have to do is raise the top up. We drop straps down from our garage rafters or whatever you're using to support the topper. I raise it up. You want to make sure you get it high enough up so that when your actuators, after you take the top off, when your actuators are all the way down, that will clear your boards. So I'm going to get her up a little bit, sitting right about there. And all I have to do is basically take my board, set it across the back of the truck here. Like so. I'm just going to set that there, and I'm going to set the front actually got the big stuff at the back. When you're making your boards, the front is on some toppers is narrower, so you want to make sure when you mount the little 2x on there that you I'm putting it in the wrong spot. The 2x's hit the rail at the right measurements. So you set the boards across the rail there. So, all I have to do is take my little hooks here from my racket strap, hook them on my little ringlets, like so, and I'm going to do the same for this side. And what that gives me the ability to do is I can raise and lower the topper, so I'll be able to rest that down on these boards. But what I want to do is get them kind of lined up where I know they're going to catch that lip really nicely, and it'll hang there. So basically, as I'm lowering it, I'm just going to watch, make sure I'm hitting that lip nicely, and I'm going to pull it kind of snug, and it looks pretty good. Now all I have to do is take out the one bolt on each of the actuators, which only just takes a few minutes, and I'll lower the system out of the way, and we're gone. Remember when you're taking your bolt out, there is a little washer that is sitting right in between the slit on the actuator there, and that was to make up any distance so we didn't crimp the actuator and break off the ends there. So make sure you don't forget that. All right. So now there's a little tension on here. I'm just gonna, now I can actually just get that baby out of there, like so. And then there's that little washer in there that you want to remember to grab. But you don't need to call your buddies up or have your wife come down and help you take your topper off, which you know is not going to be a good situation for you. And generally, you're by yourself when you want to go get the load of dirt dumped in, or you're hauling a big pile of leaves. Basically, the only reason why I have to take the top off is just to maybe bobcat something over the top where I want to dump a load of something. But generally, I never take it off because everything fits. So now that I got all my bolts out, all I have to do is hit the button and that will separate from. You might have to give her just a little bit of a push just because they might have been sitting in there for a little bit. Looks like they're going to come out just fine. And now you see they pulled away from the brackets. Now your main brackets stay in here. These can handle a lot of debris. You can pressure wash them off. And so you see that little washer in there. I'm going to come grab that washer because I don't want to lose those washers, because they need to go back in the same place. There. And I got another one right over here. And I literally, now that I'm lowered all the way, the thing you want to be sure of is that your actuators are lower than your board when you pull away, otherwise you're going to be dragging your topper with you. So now before you move the truck, you want to make sure you disconnect your third wire harness here. You disconnect that, get that wrapped up all the way so you don't catch it when you're pulling out, because you don't want to wreck that. And now that our topper is hanging free and clear, I let it get in the truck and pull away. One person topper removal. Now I'm going to come back and put my topper back on. Basically pretty simple. All I have to do is raise up my actuators and catch my brackets. So with the push of a button, my actuators are coming up. I might have to do a little jostling around, which makes it nice that the topper is free hanging, so I can get everything lined up real nice. And so they're going to come up slightly at different heights. That one over there is hitting a little bit, so I'm just going to move the topper around a little bit away from the bracket. There we go, sitting right about there. And what I'm going to do is basically get up there and slide them all back in the slots. And what you can do is you can use your bolt to turn it to line it up. We're going to get them sitting right in the slots there on all the 4 points. I'm going to turn it so they line up. And it's really line up. This one actually, I have to raise a little bit. So now I get them all pretty much lined up in the slots. Might just need to do a little tweaking here and there, but there we go. That looks pretty good. This one's moved a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to bring them up now and a little higher. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide the bolt in, because until I get it all the way down, bring them up just a hair more. There we go. Sliding the bolt in. Make it easier on ourselves. And after I slide the bolt in, each actuator, all the bolts are in. So now what I can do is I can raise it up just a hair. So I'm going to raise it up to pull, so that gives me a little room to pull my boards out. Now what I'm going to do is disconnect my boards. Basically disconnect both sides. Get those out of the way. Now what I want to do is bring the topper down. So remember, this is all happening by myself in the garage in minutes. So once I get it down, nice and easy, because remember, we're not exactly lined up, we just pop the bolts in. So just come down nice and easy. What you want to do is basically make sure, since the bolts are just sitting in there, we want to make sure our topper is where we want it to be, because we got the back and forth adjustment on that top bracket. This one is lined up nice. I got nice lines down the truck. I'm going to push this over a little bit, balance the two out. All right, there we go. You want to leave yourself enough room in the back, of the topper so you don't get any scratches in it. Now, what we can do, we can go back and pull our bolts out. And remember that little washer I told you not to lose? We need to put that washer in that space so we make up the gap when we go to tighten it down, so we don't break the little dog ears off on the actuator. So we're going to slide that back in there, and we're going to be done. And literally like that, I got my topper back on, push of a button, we're back on the road in minutes by myself in my garage. I got my third light to connect up here, so I basically bring that back down, connect it in my wiring harness, and we're off and running. TopperEZLift, making life easier. Travel light, move fast, TopperEZLift.